not just about Roger Federer. It's Roger Federer and Zizo. I almost saw this campaign about 5 years ago when I was actually doing my MBA, and it struck with me, and it still is relevant to me today. I think a lot of people have to shift around how they define leadership, John. We've had a lot of different definitions, quotations of leadership. And I mean, I love John C. Maxwell. He talks about leadership is influence. And I've admired him. I've read a lot of his material, and I still do till today. But, as you evolved as a leader, as you get more exposed into knowledge, I would love to say leadership is also exemplary. Leadership is also authenticity. I asked you a question the other day. If I asked you, do you think Roger Federer would have done that without having to put a campaign on it, in his personality, in his character?
My answer was yes, definitely. It fits his personal brand. He would have done that without the brand paying for it.
Absolutely.
They just made it happen. So.
Absolutely. So there are quite a few things that we can take out of this campaign or case study. I think number one is let's understand that why would they want to see Roger? Why would they want to play with Roger? It's because Roger has modeled something that he admires. I mean, Roger, he hasn't just played tennis by himself. There is your Rafa Nadal. There is your Djokovic as well. So and those are all equally great players, champions. I like them. But specifically about Roger, I just think the way how he shows up, and how he gave that boy a promise, and how he shows up for it. I had something people talk. They said it's not about the words you say, but it's about actions that you demonstrate to other people. But I also think to it as well, it's also just the component of legacy is defined by character more than the financial fortunes that we want, success that we want, monuments that you want to leave behind. It's about how Roger got to make that boy feel, before and after. I love what Maya Angelou says. The people will not remember you by what you said and what you did for them, but it's how you made them actually feel. So I think for me, leadership is also just got to do with authenticity. It's got to do with kindness, and it's got to do with following through and being consistent in what you are talking about. So seeing Roger going back, and at this time around, his career is still very much active when this campaign was produced. And yeah, so really he inspires me, because a lot of people they get so busy that they don't go back to the things that they promised to actually deliver. And then also, maybe just last thing is also understanding that reputation is built on actions and not words. It's about his reputation from here on. And I often wonder, what will people say about Siyabonga if I'm not in the room? And for me, seeing how he shows up equally with the word he gave, and that builds such a beautiful reputation. So a better name is definitely better than riches. And so we're wanting to make sure that we are keeping our reputation right. I got to also think about something on that, wrapping up onto it, is that the most significant days of our lives is when we are born, and is when we actually die. And what they talk about when you are gone, you've passed away, it's your reputation. It's how good it was. And they don't talk about bad things. They're trying to check how good he was. They want to focus on those kind of things. So I think for me, if you can understand that reputation is built on actions, not on words, and just how we show up to other people, it will change a whole lot about, how we view leadership and how we view status and how we view, having a whole lot of things that could have kept him not to keep his promise.